I'm going to cook some chicken wings in the wood oven, and if I get these just right, they can be very addictive and they will disappear very quickly. So for this recipe, I'm using a teriyaki-based marinade, but this cooking method will work great with your favorite sauce or dry rub. Now, I could cook the chicken wings on a baking tray or even on my Tuscan grill, but chicken wings can be quite delicate and I didn't want to cook them on a surface where they might get stuck. So I prefer to put them on skewers and then suspend them over the heat source. So what I needed was a rack to put the skewers on. So I took an extra Tuscan grill I had, cut out the center ribs, and that gave me something that works really well. The recipe for the teriyaki marinade is very easy to remember. In this case, I'm using 115 grams of each ingredient, which will be more than enough, and any leftover marinade will keep in the refrigerator for up to 2 weeks. So the ingredients I have are some white miso paste, some light brown sugar, some mirin, which is a sweet rice wine, some traditional sake, and some soy sauce. Then the last ingredient I have is some Japanese sansho pepper that I'll sprinkle over the chicken before it goes into the oven. This is a really fantastic seasoning. It's not too hot and adds a lovely citrusy flavor. I'll add all the teriyaki ingredients to a saucepan and then put it in the oven and bring to a boil. And then stir everything together and let it simmer for about 5 minutes to burn off the alcohol and to thicken the sauce. And then I'll let it completely cool down. For the chicken wings, I have 12 drumettes and 12 of the flat wings. I'm going to add a few cuts on each side. That will allow the teriyaki seasoning to get into the meat for better flavor and will also help speed up the cooking time. I don't want to drown the wings in the marinade, so I'll add just enough to coat them. And then I'll let them marinate in the refrigerator for a few hours. To prepare my oven, I've placed the fire to the side. That way I can get the wings between the high heat of the fire and the lower radiant heat on the opposite wall. And then to help me place and remove the grate from the oven, I'm going to use a pair of forge tongs. When I first experimented cooking wings in the oven, I placed some embers underneath. But I found that was too hot, it created a lot of smoke, and the wings cooked a little bit too quickly and got burnt before they were cooked through. So instead, this time I'm going to put the embers on the floor just to put a lot of heat into it. And then right before the wings are ready to go into the oven, I'm going to sweep them away. That way the wings are only getting the radiant heat that's been stored in the floor, and I only have to deal with the direct heat from the fire. Once the wings have marinated, I'll add all of them to the skewers. Keep the same cuts together since they'll have a slightly different cooking time. And I'll leave a little space between them so the heat can circulate around the wings. I'll sprinkle some of the sansho pepper on both sides. And then they're ready to go into the oven. Right, so the wings closest to the fire are going to get the most amount of heat. So I'm going to have a rotation system going to be sure they all cook evenly. They should take about 20, maybe 25 minutes. But if you want to be sure, you should look for an internal temperature of 165 Fahrenheit or 74 degrees centigrade. I'm very happy with the way these have turned out. So I'm going to plate them, serve them with a lovely chilled white wine, and watch them disappear. So give these a try and let me know what you think.